Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a new movie with Renée Zellweger that will make you wanna die. All right, let's talk about Judy. Hey guys, we're here in Central Park. Welcome to this edition of Bedtime Movies with Krys Fox. We're going to talk about the new Judy movie with Renée Zellweger. I've been a mess, I'm crying, and I'm also kind of sick, so forgive the stuffy, and forgive the puffy. Let's dive into it. I was going to go home and freshen up and do this really proper style on a set with fancy lights to look pretty, and decided I didn't want to do that. Mostly because this film kind of lent itself to being vulnerable and being real and getting honest. And my honest initial reaction is this. I just got out of the theater and I took a little walk to Central Park. You're in Central Park with me right now. And I needed to process it. I actually couldn't stop tearing up while I was walking down the street. I'm wearing my ruby slippers. Sparkle. It was funny in the theater, a lot of people kept taking selfies with me afterwards, and I was literally a mess, just like bleh. And it was like every man that was like a homosexual, allegedly, that was about 50 plus years old, had to come and like take pictures like this with my shoe, because we all were feeling feels. Luckily, I looked like this, and they cropped me out and just shot the shoe selfies. Alright, so let's talk about this movie. Judy stars Renée Zellweger, obviously, in her return to film, first time being in a movie, God, in like 6 years, and I've missed her. She's a polarizing actress. We hear all sorts of shady things about her all the time, but I have loved Renée Zellweger since, when would I think I fell in love with her watching Empire Records. She played this girl Gina in that movie, revealing clothing, and she sang for the first time. She did that song Sugar High, and she's dancing on the roof. Something about her voice, it's like the timbre of it. You hear it in Chicago so much, but she's got like this almost nasally, but very beautiful and cute and kind of punky. She would have been a great like 80s rock star girl with leg warmers. Probably the first film I ever saw her in, not knowing that I was seeing her in it, was Dazed and Confused. She's in like one scene, because it was shot in Texas. And she was in a movie, Reality Bites, that I was obsessed with, where she's the girl in the very beginning of the movie that gives her phone number to Ethan Hawke, and he's like, and then throws it away. That's her too. Both of those movies were filmed while she was like in college, and they were filmed in Texas. She also was in a terrible version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it's very drag-centric, with Matthew McConaughey, who's also in Dazed and Confused with her. And she's not terrible in it. It's weird. That movie has a weird tone where it's like light and comedic and disturbing, but her performance is like a completely different movie where she's taking it so seriously and she's so terrified and so real that it makes it unnerving. So those are my introductions to Renée, and most of us fell in love with her and Jerry Maguire. She had me at hello. And forgive me if I sound a little funky, I'm a little sick, and I've been crying for like 2.5 hours, so I sound a little weird. In this film, she captivates in a way that I've never seen her do before. She does that disappearing and conjuring thing that actors and actresses get to do sometimes. especially in biopics that are done right, where you really just become another human being. Everything from her teeth are different to her eye color, to taking away her blue eyes and making them that brown, and they're so wide, like crazy eyes, and we're so used to like squinty, cute Bridget Jonesy eyes, and it doesn't look like her. It's really hard to see that it even is Renée for most of the film. There's little moments, especially like we mentioned, the singing stuff, you can hear her very Renée Zellweger voice in certain moments, but goddamn, she sounds great. Everything from her physicality to her mannerisms and the way she leans, and it's an uncomfortable performance. It's hard to watch a lot of times, but it's so good. There were a couple moments in the film, and everyone likes to talk about like Oscar buzz or whatever. It's obvious that she'll be nominated. There's no way she's not. If she doesn't, there are many roles maybe that are coming up later on in the year, in the next 2 months, that have to be the best performances of all time for her to not get nominated. And for her to not win, it'll be shocking if she doesn't win. Which is funny. The headliners, the forerunners for Best Actress so far in my little list that I've been keeping all year were people that I think had a really long shot, but that were my people that I was rooting for. I was really going for Lupita Nyong'o for Us, because she does two roles that are both so hard and so layered, and she does such a good job. But it's a genre movie, it's a horror film, it's gonna be a real long shot for her to get nominated, but she was my top choice so far. The other was Jessie Buckley, British actress, redhead, it looks kind of like Kate Nash. She did this performance in a movie called Wild Rose, about a hard-living country singer from Scotland, Ireland. It's been a little bit since I've seen it. UK, someone from the UK who wants to be a country singer, and it is a fucking great movie. But ironically, Jessie Buckley is in JUDY as well. She's kind of like the handler of Judy Garland, kind of prim British lady that has to take care of the mess that is Judy Garland at this point in her life. And she's great in it. It's nothing compared to what she does in Wild Rose, and it's nothing compared to what Renée does in this movie. So I think Jessie kind of shot herself in the foot by acting against Renée, because it's just a comparison and contrast that just shows what Renée's doing. And Renée's won before. She won for Cold Mountain, and she's great in Cold Mountain. There's like that whole speech where she's like, they say this is a storm upon the land, but you made the weather. And then you look around and you say, oh shit, it's raining. And she's crying to Nicole, and I sobbed in the theater. I loved her performance in that too. But again, I have never seen her do anything like what she does in this movie. So there's a moment towards the end that I couldn't help but think of Anne Hathaway in Les Mis. You remember when that was a big Oscar thing too. Anne Hathaway's performance in Les Mis, where she's singing I Dreamed a Dream, and she can barely sing the song, and everyone around me in the theater was just a mess. Well, that is basically like the last hour of the JUDY movie is like Anne Hathaway's one song, but in an hour. So all bets are in that this is Renée Zellweger's year, and I'm really happy she's back because we've missed her. We didn't really talk much about the movie. This is really like, the last, she did a string of London performances in the late 60s, and they were to be some of the last performances that she ever gave before she passed away at a really young age. She died at 47. In perspective, I'm gonna be 41 in 2 months. That's terrifying. So 6 years older than me. She was not in a good way. And it's just a heartbreaking movie, but a really beautiful, beautiful film. I recommend it 150,000%. If you really love acting and you really love just character studies and an inside look at someone who's iconic, I definitely would check it out. If you're really into it and you want to see more, we always like to talk about what the good bedtime movie for this movie that we watch each episode. For this, I would recommend a couple different things. If you want more Judy Garland, or another person playing Judy Garland, Judy Davis plays her in a biopic from, I believe, the early 90s. Judy Davis is an incredible character actress as well. If you're not familiar with her, get into her because she's amazing. But Judy Davis' film, I would check that out. If you want more Renee, which I kind of do, I think my bedtime movie tonight is going to be something else with Renée Zellweger. The obvious pick would be Chicago. Because in Chicago, you know, she's singing, she's dancing, she's doing her thing. And it's also a much happier film, so you can see a cuter, nicer, like Good Dreams version of what you just saw break your heart with Judy. But for me, personally, myself, I think my bedtime movie tonight is going to be Empire Records. I want to see the beginning of my love affair with Renee and just celebrate her. Plus that fight scene with her and Liv Tyler, I could watch 100,000 bazillion times. It's so good. What are these? What are these? Aspirin? Diet pills? Oh, diet pills. Stupid. So good. So good. Alright, so Renée Zellweger, we love you. Welcome back. We miss you. Don't stay away so long this time. I feel like the tears have stopped. I'm ready to get on a train and finish the rest of my day. I hope you guys have a good day. As always, subscribe, hit the like button, share with people. We're gonna talk about more movies, and I promise I won't be so puffy and swollen and heartbroken next time. Until then, I love you, and go to sleep.